Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome to my channel. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back. So today's video is something that I came across just sitting on my couch, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting. And I particularly took interest in this topic because you guys know that I just got married. Hey. So it was something that I could totally relate to, and I feel like it's going to give me a chance to also talk about how it was done, how my traditional Nigerian Igbo marriage was done. Anyway, this video was made by an African sister who also lives in the States as well. So she has a bit of the African cultural experience, and she's also knowledgeable about the way things goes in the US as well. So she has a message for American men who want to go back to the motherland to find a wife. Let me just go ahead and play her video.
So, I saw a video today on TikTok of this young man, African American, saying how he wants to go to Africa to find a wife. And he said all this after watching Tyler, a beautiful sister from South Africa. And he's like, you know what? That's it. We just need to go to Africa to find wives. Audacity. Anyway, me being African, I was raised in Africa and I was also raised in the United States. So I have experience from both continents, okay? And let me tell you something. If you are an American man who thinks that going outside of the United States is where you will find a good woman, a good wife, because American women ask for too much. The ladies out here, man, they're just materialistic. Let me tell you something. It is worse. It is 1,000 times worse than what you think back home in Africa. At least for the country that I was raised in and the culture that I was raised in. Because here's the thing. African women, African young girls, we are raised to literally know that the man is the provider. In fact, a lot of African women don't even go to work. Their men are the ones who go to work and just bring the money home for the wife to budget. And if you think the women here in America are asking for too much, in fact, go to Africa. No, go get married. Because the way African young girls are raised, we are raised with so much knowledge about family, friendship, how to deal with lives. So when families in Africa see that their daughters have gone through so much learning and they have become knowledgeable of life and marriage and all those things, they know the value of their daughters. And they say, you know what? Any man cannot come and marry our daughter for free. He has to pay a dowry. And that's why majority of African cultures, before a man goes to take the daughter to marry a woman, he has to pay the family a dowry, an appreciation. And dowry can go from money to cows and goats to even building the girl's family a house. Yes, and it's all to show appreciation to the family of the girl that thank you so much for raising such a beautiful and wonderful woman who's gonna be the mother of my kids. So, the system works differently. The United States, after living here for almost 10 years, I've realized that here, men just take for free. And I know this might be triggering and or insulting some people, but it's the truth. Men in the United States are used to taking things for free, especially from women. They expect, well, I'm just gonna go date her, have sex with her here and there and use her, and then we'll just be in a relationship. It does not work like that in Africa. It is worse. You cannot take someone's daughter for free like that. You have to impress her and the family, most importantly. And in some cultures, like my own, if you have not proven yourself as a man that you have the resources to take care of someone's daughter, guess what? Even the family has the right to take you to court, to police, and say, we brought this man, he wants to take our daughter for free. Or if you've already taken the daughter without paying the family a dowry, they can say, he stole our daughter from us without any appreciation. And guess who is gonna win the case? The family of the girl. So to any American man or any man worldwide who wants to marry a woman in Africa, use your common sense. You have to be very, very strong in your masculinity to know that I do not expect my wife to work if she doesn't want to. She can or she cannot. My position as the man in her life will not change whether she works or not. My position is to provide for her. So my brother, you want to go to Africa to find a wife because they're much more nicer, let me tell you, they come with the most costly, how do I say this? And this is not like a selling your daughter type of thing. No, the families are not exchanging their children for money and possessions. No, it's simply the man giving to the girl's family in appreciation of receiving a wife. He who finds a wife finds a what? a good thing. Yes. So if you're an American man, because that's all I've seen, and you're used to taking things for free, don't go to Africa. Don't. You will be hunted down like a criminal for stealing someone's daughter. Nonsense.
So yes, that was a mouthful, and as an African girl, I was just laughing because I could relate to everything she was saying. And yes, you guys, I can confirm that what she's saying is very true for a lot of tribes, if not every tribe in Africa. We are so rooted in culture, and there is a procedure for every single little thing that we do, be it getting married, be it funerals, be it welcoming a baby into the world. There are procedures for everything. And marriage, you guys, weddings, anything that has to do with taking a wife and starting a family is a big deal. You have to be prepared for it if you want an African woman, okay? Yeah, I have a lot to say about this, but before that, let me just go right ahead and play people's responses.
Men in the United States are used to taking things for free, especially from women.
Well, y'all, go watch this video. And if you're an American woman, let me know if you don't feel silly by the end. Because, baby, what she said is law in their country. And if y'all think y'all about to be going to Africa and getting y'all a wife that's gonna clean, cook, and do all the womanly duties for free, y'all crazy. Because, baby, they got laws where they can take a motherfucker to court for not treating their daughters right or not being a good man. What? So y'all telling us that the only melanated women that get fucked over is the ones in America?
African American saying how he wants to go to Africa to find a wife.
Let me tell y'all something. This is so true. Everything that she's saying is accurate, and I would know because my husband is Nigerian, in case you don't know. Hi. But yeah, those African ladies, they don't play no games. You have to go through their families first to even and get permission from their families to even marry them. And then there's a criteria. Depending on the tribe, some tribes you have to pay. You have to pay to marry the bride. And it ain't cheap. When y'all be thinking, oh, American women is wanting too much, just that and the third, baby, good luck. And not just African cultures, there are other cultures as well that does the same exact thing. You have to pay their families to marry them. So more of the story, y'all men need to get on y'all ish. Y'all need to be natural providers, point blank, period. Okay, thank you.
An American saying how he wants.
Go watch her video in its entirety and then come right back here, because she's not lying in any way, shape, or form. Like, at all. A lot of y'all talk about wanting to go to Africa and find you African women and this, that, and the third, but I don't think a lot of y'all are prepared to pay that dowry like she was talking about in her video. Because some of y'all be trying to finesse y'all way into getting these foreign women with the little bit of money that y'all do got, but you ain't ready to drop 4 or 5 figures to that family. Like, I know that right off the bat. Now, for those of y'all who've followed me since my old page, y'all know about my best friend, Renee. Now, her brother, Marky, married a African woman. Her name is Mimi. She's an awesome individual. And while I haven't been able to meet her personally due to my schedule, his schedule, and her schedule being vastly different, I've heard nothing but good things about her and her family. And one of the things that her brother had to do before he could even think about marrying Mimi was he had to pay a dowry to her family. And I'm not 100% sure on what the dollar amount was, but it was 5 figures that he had to pay to the family to show them that he could provide for her. Like, right off jump. Yeah, they met him, they spent time with him and all that good stuff, but when it got time to doing all the marriage stuff, oh yeah, that man most definitely had to come out of pocket and show them that he could provide for her, whether she's working or not. And both of her parents are wealthy, not rich, wealthy. Another friend of hers named Frida is also African, and the man that she was marrying, African man as well. She went to the ceremony where, him and his family give dowry to her family. And I believe he had to drop not only a 4 or 5 figure monetary sum, but also material as well. And that was like a whole 3-day process just to make the family feel secure in the fact that that man could take care of her friend Frida. With all that being said, knowing all of this, y'all really expect me to believe that some of these same men who complain about spending $50, $60, or $70 on the first date and talk about if you're spending that much, you better be getting some ass. You really expect me to believe that y'all are the same men who are going to drop tens of thousands of dollars to the family of the woman that you're trying to date when y'all complain about $50, $60, and $70? Yeah, I don't think so. Y'all are full of caca.
Let me tell you something. It is worse. It is 1,000.
It makes me madder every day that y'all really took me from Africa. Like every day I find a new reason to be angry about it.
A video today on TikTok of this young.
I was just speaking about this today on my Snapchat about how African American women are raised. Some of us, not all of us, some of us have been raised in a sense of having no expectancy when it comes to a man to take care of. A lot of us seen our mothers take on that role of bringing home the bread, making sure the house was secure and safe, making sure that the kids were good, making sure she was good. We saw that a lot growing up. Now, I'm not saying that that's what everybody saw. I'm not. But I'm saying that a majority of black women probably today have seen that in their lifetime. So when I hear stuff like this from foreign women and women of different countries, it's not like to me, because that's what their fathers teach them. That's what their fathers instill in them. That's what their fathers put the expectancy on top of them to let them know that, hey, if a man comes here for you, I expect him as your father that he's going to take care of you. He's going to make sure that you're safe. He's going to make sure that your home is safe. He's going to make sure that y'all financially secure. He's going to make sure of these things. And man, when she said African American man take for free from black women, I felt that in my toes tingling. I felt every bit of it because she ain't lie. She ain't lie. Black men, I'm not even about to be on here bashing my black men. I'm not. But a lot of the black men who I've encountered in my life, shit, damn near every black man that I've encountered in my life have come to take something. And can I say that they've all given something in return? I ain't here to talk about them today. I'm going to talk about somebody else. But I will say that she ain't lying. She didn't lie in that video. She ain't perp. You didn't make me feel the ways, baby girl. You have enlightened us. Yes. Because they think they can run to these other countries and you're going to run right into somebody's father telling you, hey, this is what you got to do to make sure that you can have my daughter. And it kind of makes me, I'm not, but a little small piece of human of me, it makes me envious. It makes me jealous that these women have had men in their lives to make sure that they're not just running off with anybody, to make sure that when you come correct. And it's a lot of men here in the United States that has not come correct to our fathers. And that's because a lot of us don't know our fathers. And for the ones that do know their fathers, it's almost like, why even bring somebody to you? You ain't been in my life. What can you tell me about a man that I need to hear from you? And this, that, and the, like, you ain't been there. So what game can you tell me about a man? Whew, this subject is, I want to really talk about this shit because it's real. It's real.
The ladies out here, man, they're just materialistic.
Let me start off. No hate to this creator at all. I just genuinely think she hasn't been in the U.S. in a minute. She probably don't understand. She missed out on a lot. But most men in America, we just want something simple. I'm married to a Trinidadian, so I'm straight. So I ain't tripping. Now, but let's really get into this because I don't think you understand the pay between Africans and Americans and the cost of living. Like, I genuinely think you don't. So let's get into this. So $1 equals 18.9 Rubens. What I don't know, Czar, what they called? I genuinely don't know what they're called, but it's still more than what you think. Now, let's go to this. The average paycheck for a man in America is $63,000 a year, yearly. Cool. The average paycheck for a man in Africa is only $9,000. These are both U.S. I just need y'all to understand. I didn't mess up no math. So, do you see that converted to what y'all make? Okay, then. This is converted. We're in two different tax brackets as it is. So you really can't say we can't afford what y'all want, or we can't buy y'all a house or anything. So that's already. So the average price in America for a home is damn near triple what y'all pay in Africa. Y'all don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make it seem like American men are just cheap. I go on to say this. American men aren't cheap. We don't just pick and choose what we want to do. We just don't want to waste our time and then knowing that it costs too much to live in America. But also, you did come up with some good points. African women mostly come to learn. They learn how to be wives, they learn how to be mothers, they learn how to cook, they learn how to clean. They already know these things. I can barely ask a woman at work how to cook something and they don't know shit. And they're cooks. I just don't feel like you really understand. Men want to be the primary head of the household. They don't want their woman to work. No man genuinely wants their woman to work. That's what at least I think. But in the economy in America, the only way you can survive is when two people come in together and put their paychecks together. And even then, they can barely make it by. Groceries expensive, gas expensive. I just looked on Instagram yesterday. Deodorant's $8. Bro, it costs to smell good even more now. It's tragic. America's falling. That's the truth view of it. I'm gonna say this again. No hate to this creator. I just genuinely think she hasn't been in the US in a minute and she probably doesn't understand about what's really going on. I'm not in the US no more, but I still see what's going on and I still have to hear it. I have family. But now I'm understanding, because when you live outside the US, you understand so much more clear. Because even in Japan, everything's it just smells better. You just feel more comfortable. In the US, you just feel like you have to work, slave, sleep. That's all you feel like you can really genuinely do. You don't feel like you really can go party. You don't feel like you can really make a family. Most of my generation don't want to have kids for this reason.
I tell my clients this all the time, even when you're just dating casually. The rule back home is if you're man enough to sleep with her, you're man enough to take care of her. Period. It doesn't matter if you are the biggest bum of the bum society. You will figure out a way to keep her hair up, her nails up, her clothes, whatever little tiny thing she needs, because you're sleeping with her. You don't even get to the point of getting to meet her parents, to ask for her hand in marriage, and then paying a dowry unless you have done and provided in some way, shape, or form. That's just the way it goes. And young girls in poverty will date older men because their needs are greater. So they need more provided for them. This dating culture here is very weird to me.
The man.
Wait, what did she say? That African women are raised to look for men that will take care of them. And that's primarily with any woman in any country, to be honest with you. However, you're getting it misconstrued. And what I mean by that is simple. It's simple. It's like this. We don't care about that. And we actually look for the fact that you were raised for certain things. But extremities doesn't come with it. The extremities such as the back talking and a lot of things your African women were raised to do was to listen to your man and not talk back and do a whole bunch of other bullshit that some American women do. And me personally, I'm not with the whole leaving to find somebody. Love come anywhere. It can drop out the fucking sky. You get hit with that shit at any minute. So it's not about the country. It's about the person. So I wish you people would stop thinking if you go somewhere, if this is going to be it. I tell you like this, all that passport brother and all that stuff, look, they do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it. I don't knock no man because men do different things for different reasons. Whatever their reasons are, they're their reasons. But at the end of the day, it's nothing like being where you're from with the people who you're with. And that's the best way I can sum it up. So, Shorty, all I'm doing is saying to you is the reason why they're going to this is because you guys are also raised to shut the fuck up and don't run your fucking mouth and think that you can do everything that a man can do.
yeah, so you can see a lot of Africans and even people that are married to Africans confirming this. And I definitely have to state that I'm sure it's not only Africans that have these rules or culture when it comes to family and when it comes to marriage as well. I'm sure it's not just Africans that believe in dowry. It's also not just Africans that believe in a man being a provider for the family while the woman is the homemaker, right? So I don't expect this to sound strange to a lot of people, but she was pointing out the fact that in America, the men seem to get these women for free and even take from the women as well. And she also talked about the whole 50-50 thing. This 50-50 thing has been a discussion for such a long time. And when I first started hearing about it, I was surprised because I, being a Nigerian woman, born and bred in Nigeria, never had to pay for anything when I was with a man. If I was going on a date, if I was dating a man, if I ever had to do anything with my money, it was because I wanted to, not because it was demanded of me. And even now that I'm married, it still remains that way. My money is my money and his money is our money. And this is just common knowledge that is accepted generally because of the culture that we were born and raised in. Now, I'm not saying that there are not men that will not provide, but this is definitely not the norm. And a man that is not ready to provide, in most cases, cannot have or sustain a family because our women are naturally taught to understand and expect our men to provide. So with all the discussions that have been going on online, with all the podcasts and the red pill content and the discussions about the passport bros, because of course, I think this topic actually triggered some of them. It has kind of exposed me to how things happen in the US when it comes to dating, marriage, family values, even having babies. First of all, I said the 50-50 thing came as a shock to me at first when I heard about it. Then with time, I also got to find out that when it comes to African American people, the African American women are one of the most successful or fastest growing demographics. And most times, because of this, they have better jobs. And I also got to find out through these popular discussions and on social media as well, that in some cases, the women actually pay the bills. Sometimes you have these men living in their houses with them. Sometimes you have these men driving their cars, and it was odd to me because I didn't grow up in that kind of situation. And I think for any typical African woman who has grown up in the African culture, this would definitely be odd as well to them when they hear that this is something that happens, because there's a stark contrast with how it works over here where we are from. So that is definitely a culture shock. If anybody is going to be marrying across the diaspora, anybody expecting to marry an African woman has to know this. You have to know that the way our culture is, it is demanded that there are certain responsibilities you have to take on as the man, as the husband, and it begins right from when you declare your interest in marrying that woman. So this is the part where I'm going to ask you guys to let me know if you're interested in me making a video talking about how traditional marriages are done in my culture. So if you guys want a whole video talking about the whole procedure of getting married as a Nigerian Igbo woman, let me know. I'll make a separate video for that so that this video doesn't run too long. But all in all, I feel like there needs to be a lot of value placed on women, especially when it comes to a woman being taken as a wife or becoming a mother. There's so much that a woman gives of herself that I feel like it should not all just be for free. And that is why this whole African culture of dowry paying and bride price and stuff like that is an advantage, because the man knows that your family don't play with you, and he knows all the hoops he basically had to jump through just to get you as his wife. So it kind of shapes the way he's going to operate in that marriage, and also going to treat that woman and the children that come as a result of that marriage. And this also leads me to the whole single parenting thing and baby mama culture as well, because when I saw it happen with the likes of Halle Bailey and Kiki Palmer, I'm using them particularly because these are very recent cases that got a lot of media coverage, especially because of how young these women were and the bright future they had ahead of them. A lot of people disapproved of them becoming baby mamas and would have felt it would have been better for them to at least become wives before becoming baby mamas. And this is also one thing a lot of African tradition, including my culture, has put in check, because if you get a woman pregnant without marrying her, you have no claim to that child. That child is not going to bear your name. That child is seen officially as the child of the woman's family. And if you eventually come to marry the woman, you're going to have to pay double. There is definitely a fee for you to marry that woman because she got their daughter pregnant out of wedlock. So you can see that African people don't play. And I wish that this value system that is attached to women for them to become wives and mothers can also be emulated by people in the diaspora as well, especially our African American sisters, because it would definitely make a change. I really wish that the entire diaspora can actually practice something similar to this. Maybe not particularly the way we do it in Africa, but at least something similar, because I feel like it's going to create more of a balance between the expectations from a man and a woman and strengthen the family units. Now, a lot of the men have made rebuttals talking about how the whole 50-50 thing is because of the cost of living in America, and I think I can understand that. Definitely the cost of living, from what I hear, one person's salary cannot take care of a whole family. Even from Nigerians that have relocated abroad, I hear the same thing as well. So that is something I also want us to discuss in the comment section. Do you think 50-50 is the only way things can work in America because of the cost of living? And I also need to state that it is not every African American man who goes to Africa to seek for a wife that is a dusty or looking for a woman to take advantage of. I have two friends. One is already married to her African American man. The other one is in the process. And those men are providers. The one that is already married did everything traditionally. He came down from America, married her, did the dowry, did everything, and then went back to America with her. And they're living happily, like they have a child now. And then in the case of my second friend, the man is already doing everything so far that he needs to do. He's already providing for her as a boyfriend. She doesn't even need to work as it is. So I think that impression that any man who leaves America to look for a wife, maybe to Africa or Asia or whatever, is a dusty who cannot provide and therefore is looking for a cheap woman, I disagree with that. And then some of the men are also saying it's not about the 50-50, it's not about providing, that they can provide, that it's about the values that the woman has. They say they don't want the feminist woman, the I can do it by myself kind of woman, and they say that is the attitude a lot of women in America have. I want us to also discuss that in the comment section as well. So just basically to top it off, to round up everything she said, she's totally right. The men are required to be the providers when it comes to the African culture. You're going to provide financially, you're going to provide security for the family as well. You are going to be the head of the family. But one thing she left out was, what does the woman do? Just like I said earlier, we believe in gender roles. So the woman is going to take care of the home, take care of the man, be the homemaker, make sure your family is well fed, make sure the home is clean and everybody is happy. So it's basically 50-50, but not financially. You know, the man is providing what he's supposed to provide, and you as the woman are providing what you are supposed to provide, and everybody knows their role, and that is what is expected in the African culture. So I would like to know if this is a system that, you know, our diaspora people already practice. Maybe some parts of the diaspora I don't know about. Please let me know in the comment section. I don't mind you guys also sharing with me any process that is involved in taking a wife and starting a family in America as African Americans. Please share with me in the comment section as well. For my Caribbean people, I also want to know, what is your marriage culture when it comes to getting married and starting a family? Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.